Stormcloaks or the Empire, kill or spare Paarthurnax, join or destroy the Dark Brotherhood. In Skyrim, players are given the chance to make a lot of choices and take important decisions, which often have significant in-game consequences. The influence you have over many quests and stories is massive, but are you truly aware of just how much control you have in the world of The Elder Scrolls V? Many Skyrim quests have alternative ways of completion, or hidden side objectives that simply aren't disclosed to the player, yet they can result in notable changes to the world around you. And I'm not just talking about the obvious choices we're shown, like siding with Barbas or Clavicus Vile, or helping Sven in a dispute with Faendal. I want to explore the options that Bethesda doesn't really tell us about through dialogue or quest markers. Today, we'll be looking at 5 secret choices you didn't know you had in The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. First on our list is the quest Missing in Action. It is given to the Dragonborn by an elderly jewelry vendor from Whiterun, Fralia Greymane. She sends the player to the Thalmor fortress and prison, Northwatch Keep, to rescue her son Thorold, whom she believes has been secretly held there since his mysterious disappearance many years ago.
Between the two of us, his family is better off thinking he's dead. Thorold and I have history, all right? We used to be friends, so I looked into it when he disappeared. I found out the Thalmor have him, and they don't let anyone go. So I kept my mouth shut. Like I said, his family is better off believing he's gone, 'cause he's never coming back. I used some contacts in the Legion, asked some questions, was told I should mind my own business. Last I'd heard, he'd been carted off to Northwatch Keep. Ever heard of it? If you go in there, you don't come out. Ever. Here, see for yourself. This is the last word I received. I'm telling you, he's gone for good. Long live the Empire.
The Missing in Action quest can be quite long, but the main point is that you find proof that Thorold is indeed being held in the prison, in the form of a letter kept by a senior official of the Battleborn clan. Then you head to Northwatch Keep to confront the Thalmor yourself, rescue Thorold, and bring him home safe and sound. However, the game doesn't tell you that there is a completely non-violent way to complete this quest. The player can use it to have the Thalmor peacefully release Thorold, with not a drop of blood being shed. If the player is a member of the Imperial Legion, after receiving the quest, they can go directly to General Tullius at Castle Dower and inform him that a prisoner needs to be released from Thalmor custody at Northwatch Keep. While Tullius will be extremely displeased, he will issue an order to the guards at Northwatch Keep to immediately release Thorold.
The Thalmor. Do you have any idea what you're asking? I can only imagine the headaches this is going to cause. Here, take this. Assuming they even honor it, you should be able to get your prisoner out.
Then, you simply go to the fortress and show the order to the first Thalmor guard you see, who will say,
"Are you joking? Even if we had a prisoner by that name, the only way he'd be released is by order of the Imperial Legion. Now I suggest you turn around and go back the way you came." "What? Well, this seems to be in order. Very well, follow me."
After that, you are peacefully and respectfully escorted to Thorold. His chains are removed, and you are allowed to go on your way together, completing the quest without a single drop of blood being shed. In second place is the choice where you can spare Hroggar in the quest Laid to Rest. For those who don't know, this is a side quest that the player can pick up in Morthal after speaking with the city's Jarl. The Dragonborn learns that before your arrival, a house in the town was completely burned down, and unfortunately, a woman and child were killed in the fire. Strangely, the husband and father of the family, a man named Hroggar, survived. After this tragic event, many began to suspect Hroggar, as he almost immediately moved in with another woman named Alva, with whom he was rumored to have had a relationship before the incident. Concerns of foul play are high, and your task is to investigate the matter and determine whether Hroggar and Alva had anything to do with the death of his family, or if they were just two people who came together at an inappropriate time. Skipping over some of the details, you eventually learn that Alva, Hroggar's current lover, may in fact be a vampire. You are then tasked with breaking into her house to prove it. When you first enter her home, Hroggar will already be there, and will immediately turn hostile, effectively forcing you to fight him. Typically, Alva will also be there, and you would also have to kill her. After that, you can find Alva's diary, which confirms that she was indeed a vampire, while Hroggar was not. As a vampire, Alva used mind control magic to effectively turn Hroggar into her slave. Under her influence, he killed his own own family, so he could dedicate more time to serving her. The diary also reveals that Alva was working for another, more powerful master vampire named Movarth in his lair near the city. It becomes clear that Hroggar was really just an unwilling and unfortunate victim. He would never have harmed his loved ones if he had not been placed under Alva's spell.
However, if Hroggar attacks you when you first enter the house, you don't have to fight him. Instead, you can use a calm spell or the Bend Will Shout. In that case, he will drop his weapon, become passive, and you'll be able to steal the journal and clear out the vampire lair to complete the quest. When you return to Morthal, Hroggar will still be alive, now free from Alva's influence, and he will have unique dialogue thanking the player for their actions.
Thank you for saving me from Alva. I was completely under her evil spell. I'll never forgive myself for what happened to Helgi and my wife.
In third place, we have the Dragonborn's ability to be expelled from Skyrim's most influential factions. If the player is ever caught attacking or stealing from a member of the Dark Brotherhood, College of Winterhold, or Thieves Guild while being an active member of one of these guilds, they will be expelled from the faction and unable to continue their quests. For example, if you are in the Dark Brotherhood and Astrid catches you trying to pickpocket her, you will literally be kicked out of the faction. This triggers unique, rather angry dialogue from the members of the guild you were expelled from.
Idiot. I may not have a lot of rules, but that doesn't give you free rein to do as you please. You want to resume your duties? Go talk to Nazir.
Nah. If it were up to me, we'd cut off your hands and never let you back in this sanctuary. But no. All you have to do is pay Nazir a fine. It's pathetic.
Something! Did that really just happen?
I'm sorry, but you've been suspended from the college. I can't be seen talking to you right now.
The guild will not tolerate the kind of behavior you've been displaying. Too much is at stake. I'm taking you out of the game for now. No jobs will be offered and you won't be able to fence your goods. Speak to Vex to make the proper reparations if you want back in. Now get out of my sight.
Pay your dues and we'll speak.
Don't worry, the consequences aren't permanent. Immediately after being expelled from any faction, a new quest is automatically added to your journal, directing you to meet with a member of the faction and pay a large sum of gold to rejoin. This allows you to resume their quest line and restore all faction members' positive disposition toward the player. For example, you disrespected the Brotherhood, now you must pay the price. Want to get back into the family? Pay 500 gold and all is forgiven.
You disrespected the Brotherhood, and it'll cost you. You want back into the family? You pay the price. 500 gold, and all is forgiven. Good. I'll spread the word that you've made reparations. Now let's forget the past and get back to business.
Ah, yes. There was an incident, wasn't there? Well, as this is the first time this has happened, I'll make it very clear that the college does not condone that sort of behavior. As an act of good faith on your part, I'd advise that you consider donating an amount of gold to the college. Strictly to cover damages, you understand. I believe 250 gold should be sufficient. Oh, excellent. I'll see that it gets where it needs to go, and I'll make sure the suspension is lifted. I'm glad we were able to clear this matter up, and I do hope we don't need to have this talk again.
Well, if it isn't Brynjolf's little protege. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, because frankly, I don't think you deserve another shot. You've broken the rules, and now you need to pay, and it's gonna cost you quite a bit. This is the Thieves Guild, genius. How do you think? With gold. A lot of gold. Did you think we'd accept a heartfelt apology and let bygones be bygones? I'd say it's time you put your nose to the grindstone and figure it out for yourself. You claim to be a thief. Act like one. Pickpockets? Knock over houses? Heck, I don't care if you have to bust into a palace. You do what you have to do to come up with the coin. You'd better. Because until you do, you don't get a single coin from us. And you won't be able to use our fences. Anything you steal, you bring it straight to me. Now get out of here, and don't come back until your pockets are full. It's all here. Well, congratulations. You're one of us again. Next time you decide to pull a stunt like that, just remember how much it hurt to give this away.
So,
Keep in mind that only the Thieves Guild, College of Winterhold, or Dark Brotherhood can expel the player from their faction. You don't need to worry about General Tullius. If you accidentally hit an Imperial soldier, just keep that in mind next time you think about stealing some cool loot from the Thieves Guild, because you'll have to pay for it.
In fourth place, we have the quest, The Taste of Death. When you first approach the Hall of the Dead in Markarth, you'll find the main entrance locked, with the local priest, Brother Verilus, standing in front of it. He will tell you that he cannot let you in because someone has recently desecrated the bodies. However, if you are a little persuasive, you can convince him to let you enter and inspect the situation yourself. This will begin the Daedric quest, The Taste of Death. As you enter the catacombs, you will hear a strange voice calling to you, before a woman named Iola emerges from the shadows. She will confess that she is in fact a cannibal, and to try to convince you that you are one too, she will ask you to meet her at Reachcliff Cave to prepare a place for a feast that she and her friends are planning. Once inside the cave, you and Iola will clear out part of the area of Reachcliff Cave. She will then tell you to fetch a priest and bring him back to the cave. When this is done, the quest reaches its climax. It becomes clear that Iola and her cannibals intend to eat the poor priest, and you must choose whether to let an innocent man become dinner or stand up to these twisted cannibals and take them all down. It is a very difficult decision. On one hand, an innocent life is at stake, while on the other, the cannibals offer you some cool items. In fact, there is a way to avoid all of this and complete the quest immediately as it begins. When you first meet Iola in the Hall of the Dead in Markarth, she is not marked as essential, meaning you can simply kill her before she starts talking. This instantly fails the quest and spares you from having to make the tough choice later. Additionally, you can meet with Brother Verilus, and a new dialogue option will become available, allowing you to explain that there was a cannibal inside his tomb that you dealt with. He will simply give you a small reward and ask not to go into details.
I don't need to know the details. Blessings of Arcade to you for your help. Here, take my amulet as a reward.
If you try to tell him that there was a cannibal in the Hall of the Dead while the quest, The Taste of Death, is active and Iola is alive, the game simply won't allow it. You cannot inform him. The main advantage of this approach is that if you later choose to side with Brother Verilus, when the cannibals are preparing their feast, you will not have to kill all of them. Otherwise, you would have to eliminate many of Markarth's most prominent merchants, who would not respawn after death. Following this path allows Brother Verilus to survive, and you won't lose any merchants in the city. A win-win situation. That said, the quest still offers a really cool Daedric ring if you decide to side with the cannibals, so you will need to weigh your options carefully.
In the final spot, we have the quest, The Forsworn Conspiracy, one of the most complex side quests in the game. It begins shortly after your first visit to the city of Markarth, where you witness a man named Waylon attacking and killing a young woman named Margaret, shouting, "The Reach belongs to the Forsworn." Fun fact, Margaret can actually be saved, but only after the attack concludes, and neither you nor the guards have killed Waylon. After this, a Breton named Eltris will approach you and hand the player a note, requesting a secret meeting at the local Shrine of Talos. Upon arrival, Eltris will fill you in on the city's turbulent political situation, connected to a secretive bandit-like organization called the Forsworn, who have been terrorizing the Reach since the Great War, carrying out numerous assassinations, including that of Eltris's father. The Breton seeks answers, and asks you to investigate the recent attack on Margaret, promising a generous reward for any information you uncover. Your investigation will lead you down a complex chain of events. You'll discover in Margaret's journals that she is or was an Imperial spy, which will lead you to a wealthy man named Thonar Silverblood, who in turn directs you to a man named Nepos. Once you have gathered all the evidence, your objective is to return to the Shrine of Talos to report your findings to Eltris. The problem is, when you arrive, you find him dead, alongside 3 corrupt guards, who announce that you know too much and intend to arrest and frame you for the Forsworn's actions. This marks the end of the quest, and after your arrest, the new mission No One Escapes Kidna Mine begins. However, what the game doesn't tell you is that you can periodically return to Eltris while collecting leads and evidence, receiving a small reward each time. Every time you find a new journal or learn something significant, you can return to the Shrine of Talos, where Eltris will give you a sum of coins and provide additional information to help make sense of the situation and bring you closer to solving his father's murder.
Nepos the Nose? He's been in Markarth forever, and he's well respected among the natives of the Reach. Good work. Here's your gold. I have a feeling Nepos gets his own orders, though. If you find out, I'll have more for you. So the clues point to the treasury house then. That makes sense. Thonar is involved in every facet of the city. Here's the gold I promised. Keep following the trail and there will be more in it for you.
This allows you to gradually gather all the clues, including those pointing to the treasury house, and gain more information about Nepos the Nose, who has lived in Markarth for a long time and is well respected among the locals. It's worth noting that Bethesda doesn't inform the player about this option. There are no quest markers indicating you should return to Eltris. You can continue feeding him information until you collect the final, crucial lead and are ready to return to the shrine, where, of course, Eltris will be dead and you will be arrested, but at least you can ensure he dies knowing the truth about the Forsworn, and you can make a little extra gold in the process.
That wraps up our look at 5 secret choices in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim that you might not have known about. Which of these decisions did you find the most interesting or impressive? And what alternative approaches to quests that affect the outcome have you encountered that I didn't mention in this video? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to make a follow-up. As always, I really appreciate your likes and ratings. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.